This meeting is being recorded.
Yep. So hello everyone. Now we can see the numbers start to increase. We now 12 person in this room. Maybe more will join us later. We will record this session in order to share it with you. As Professor Anton with us from Alicante University, he will teach us today a very interesting topic, how all of you as a young researcher or young students, how you can hire your chance to be hired. And also, I think Professor Anton, in 2 weeks from now, I think 3 weeks, middle of November, we have another course about how to manage your time. So maybe I will leave the floor for you because I can't speak anymore. So the floor is for you. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much, Tamer. So as I said, Tamer, welcome to these courses, this workshop. And to explain it is to explain to maximize the chances of getting hired. So first of all, let me introduce myself. I'm a professor, associate lecturer here in the University of Alicante, and we decided to promote this course because I tend to do the same course in Spanish in the PATEC, the Faculty of Economics. And we have a conversation with Tamer to that idea for English people will be recommendable. So remember that here there are two groups of people that are very fluent in English and people that they are more fluent in Spanish. So the idea is to work in rooms, and you can be assigned in Spanish rooms. You wanted to work in Spanish rooms, or however you decided to work in English rooms, is your choice. So your preference for you is your English. You show that you are very good in English, and you decided to talk or to participate to share. You have the choice. However, you decided to work to speak in English, so it's the choice to be assigned in English. So as I said before, this is my name. So the idea of this workshop is to work in 4 days. Maybe we start today, Monday. February, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So remember the timetable that changed. For instance, today we start at 12 o'clock and we finish at 3 o'clock. Maybe we have a break between at 1:15, more or less. I prefer to do a very short break because on the agenda was 15 minutes, but we will carry out a short break, about 15 minutes. And then before 3 o'clock, I will use 15 minutes to choose. You wanted to ask me questions. If not, you can leave the room with no compromise. However, sometimes there are people that wanted to ask questions. So it will be to my idea for today. So 15 minutes at 11:15, 1:15, and then before 3 o'clock, 15 minutes if you wanted to leave. So it's your choice. If someone wanted to ask questions about some precise or particular question, it's your choice to stay here, and we continue until 3 o'clock. As I said before, this topic is divided into 4 parts. One day, today, we will work in personal assessment. Tomorrow, we will start by explaining what is the curriculum vitae or resume. This is very important, crucial idea for all the students. The third day, we'll start to handle different questions in job interview, as also working in the gestures, the body language. And finally, the last day, we will handle questions, very tough questions or simple questions that are very common in an interview. So as I said, Tamer, Professor Tamer, this interview will be recorded. So it's up to you to upload it to the camera or not. It says, as a professor, I'm going to have my camera on. However, then I will start by doing some exercises, and then you need to participate. Also, I will be involved in the course. Remember that someone need to attend us other issues or some classes or whatever. You have the choice every day to upload the exercises, the different exercises. The exercises, as you can see on the link that Tamer have uploaded, you have different short exercises that if you skip classes for any circumstances, you might do these exercises and I will correct you. So this is, we must set a bonus to not lose the classes and recover it by doing this exercise. So, now is I'm going to start today by sharing my screen, sharing my screen with you, and doing the the PowerPoint presentations of this course. And I will start to share my presentation.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah,
No,
I need to wait a little bit.
Yep.
I need to wait a little bit. Now it's opening, and then I will start by. And yes, I'm going to share it. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm going to share it. Okay. Screen. Share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes. All right. Perfect. So this is the presentation for today. Well, the idea for today, because we need to work as when I was teaching you through my screen, I can hear your message or whatever. So the idea was if someone wanted to say something or something can understand very well, so you can't raise your hands. But when I am presenting it, so I can see the people. Okay,
Yes.
so you wanted to.
If there is any question, please raise your hand or write in comment.
Yeah.
And I will transfer it to you, Anton. Yes.
Total, perfect.
Yes, I will do
Sounds
so.
very good. So let me show you the most important. So today we will start by this material, the module 1, and to talk about the workshop content. So today we will focus on job analysis, researching, and assessing yourself. So the idea for today will be we will show you contents about what job analysis involves, understanding the employee perspective. And finally, we will carry out a very important exercise. We will assessing yourself. So assessing yourself maybe is more practical. I wouldn't say more practical rather than the rest of exercise that will approach more theoretical contents. But I think so. For me, you ask me my honest opinions. I would say that all of them are important. However, it's true that assessing yourself is more practical rather than others. So my first approach. So let me, because we have lack of time and the slides are very extensive. So sometimes I skip some contents with other in terms of the time. So it doesn't matter if I skip some slides to others in order to take advantage of it. Sometimes we need to stick to our time, and sometimes need to skip to other slides to achieve what is called our goal for today, explaining these two topics. So as I said before, the idea of starting this approach in terms of human resources is about my feedback, my background, and also my experience, my expertise in this area. So I start by working in human resources a long time ago. Also, I work as a consultant. So I get in information and I try to explain the point of view of the people, of the entrepreneurs, or the owner business, and the point of view of the people that wanted to be hired. So here, you know, to understand that there are two short of things, that is job descriptions and job specification. So you are getting used to use what is called job specification. Job specification is what the media shows you when you want it to be hired. You are looking for the media to trying to get a job. So this media is asking you these questions about your qualifications, experience, training, skills, or whatever. This is good. This demand, we say demand, we need to cover by an offer. The offer will be the curriculum vitae, or what is called the resume. The curriculum vitae, or resume will be the same. Job description is different. Job description is what one you just has been hired by someone. You need to know exactly what functions you need to carry out in the proper company. All right. So depends on the job, depends on the functions that you need to carry out. Well, this is my explanation. Job description is writing standard what the job holder. However, this is a good example about human resource department in terms of employee compensation programs. Look at the job descriptions, where this is some duties that you need to do. But remember, it is important to take into account. This is one you just been hired. You know exactly what you need to do. What is your duty? This is very important in terms when you have been hired to know the duties of the job. Apart from that, job specification, as I said before, is different. It's what you see in the media. On the jobs, everything is different. Everything which is so, this is about the knowledge, skills, ability, education, trainees, or whatever. It's what you are getting used to see on the media. It's about education. Sometimes it's divided in different parts. Divided so what is called experience, skills, educations, personal details, work orientations, age, or whatever. So all these things will be carried out on the next session, that will be how to make a curriculum vitae. Well, let's start by explaining this second point on the first. How do you research a company? And this is a good question for someone to say how you tend to research a company. All right. So now, for instance, you wanted to use your chat. I'm going to connect in the chat someone to research the organizations, which is the best. Someone wanted to share this information. It's up to you. If not, I will continue to this information about how I tend to research a company. Well, for me, there is great variety of process to research a company. So first, we will start by the website of the people. So it could be more common to start by visiting the company, to research. Remember that in terms of research, for me, it's not a good strategy to copy your curriculum vitae, to doing Word, to doing PDF, and then send to different companies. Good strategy is to understand that the company you need to differentiate from different companies, and this is a good piece of advice to try to understand who is the company, and what demands the company, in order to link your curriculum vitae with the demands of the requirements of this company. So at the end of the day, what we want to do is to meet the needs of the company. So there are different ways to start by visiting the company, to know about the product, to know about the culture, the scope, opportunities, or whatever. Other way that is very famous, I know that most of you, the vast majority of people have, is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a way to connect to other people, to know about it. So let me show you some advantage about LinkedIn. When a student told me that they can realize a course, can connect with a company by LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is not only focused on the idea of to up your curriculum vitae and expect that someone put in contact with you to have an interview, to attend an interview, to meet them or whatever it is. LinkedIn is more than that. LinkedIn offers you information about different people that currently are working in the company, and you can access them by putting in contact, and you can ask things, to demand them information about the company. You wanted to have a meeting or whatever it is. So it's very useful. Well, this is more the examples of LinkedIn. The other one is news about the employer. Could be another way to information about news, different news. Here, let me show you some information about Glassdoor. Glassdoor offers you the livelihood to be in contact about the company reviews on it. So for me, you have a pen, it could be advisable to take notes about Glassdoor and show you, and I wanted to show you what's a review website where you can read information about prospective employers. So it's a very important website. I like the idea that you can use this information for your advantage. So you can use, for instance, reviews of the company. Also, the CEO, the company can put opinions about it. So what is useful for me is that the employees put these opinions, put them their own opinions, and so by reading these opinions, so it could be advantage for us when you have clear the target at this specific company. Well, this is very common. Tap into your network. So this is another area. Here, sometimes there is a lack of being to feel well, rejected for the society. We can say rejected yourself when you are in employment, and because you feel as you're rejected by the company, you feel embarrassing feelings, and in order to because of employment, my piece of advice is to rise it for your mind, right? So you are not less than others because you are employment. The other is to understand that it is a short iterations and you need to take advantage. The more people know about that you are employed, the better it is, because they can help you with a referral directly or wherever it is. So let me know that it's very important to the relatives, the people that they're very linked to you. It's a way to stay in contact and show you that demands in terms of being employed. Well, social media is very common as well. We know very well faces, Twitter, Instagram as well, LinkedIn. Posts on social media as well. The information is being uploaded on the virtual and on the media. You can get informations. Then for me, what is very important is that information sometimes is unbiased. So in terms of the organizations, and this is because it's the vital information from the company. here there is another tool that is very advisable for everybody, is to use Reddit. Apart from Glassdoor, that is very common, I use Reddit, where people might discuss everything you consider vital for you. This is an example, tips for instance, in Reddit. So use Reddit like this, and then you put these informations in terms of Apple. You want it to be Reddit Apple, they find the information about, for instance, job, or in terms of Apple job with these graphics, with these symbols, and then you can find information about this. So this is very excellent app to get reviews of the people, to get opinion of the people about everything you consider important in a specific, in a very specific company. Comparably is different. Comparably is in terms of salary, okay, salary. So more students tend to go to companies. It depending on the salary they might earn on future. So I would say that Comparably offers you the livelihood to know before the interview the money that you might earn in this company. So for me, Salvador, I wouldn't say for people that are very greedy. It's not the point. It's your money, it's your desires, the people that you wanted, is the money you wanted to earn, the salary that you deserve. So this is Comparably. Comparably, look at it because it's fantastic to know how much money, how much money do you earn in every department. Here is an example of Apple that I put in the website here on the slides. In terms of the money that they might earn, depends on the service, or there are good salaries in terms of senior product manager or junior product manager, different of the director of products. So you compare to. The point is not to know how much money they earn, if not the money that you might earn in future, or the money that this company offers to the employers. Well, other point to understand is why research employers. Why research employers? Why this? This is from the opinion of the employers. Okay, so the manager that you wanted to read. So it's something to understand the point of view. And sometimes the main reasons for researching a company, for the perspective, the point of view of the higher people, is to get an edge over the interview, for instance. They wanted to have people who want to work there. They just what's the knowledge that they must say during the interview. So this is important in terms of deciding to research the companies about to hire responsible people, right? Not randomly. So the more companies, this is the idea to research the company, okay, for them. And also, it's important for the perspective point of view of these people, the idea of sometimes we hire people that are not very involved in the company. This is a expression of a lot of skeletons in a company. For instance, it could be the idea that the research has not been made properly. Sometimes you find yourself with a lot of skeletons in a company. find the right job for you. This is a lot of companies, but with such a company like you will be able to tell right from wrong more or negotiate a better salary. Sometimes they want you to compare to others companies, and they want you to know that the competitors are offering to those people, or also to negotiate a better salary. Sometimes knowing about depends on the demand and the supply, they offer one price or another. Okay. Let me remind you an example. When I was working in the Canary Islands a long time ago, and human resources in the area of hotels, how the depends on the demands. Believe it or not, sometimes the employers need to raise the salary because they can't find good people in order to accomplish the different tasks. So sometimes it's very shocking for me because I compare to the islands, Canary Islands, with the mainland. So there are a great difference between salaries in this area. Well, this is a perspective, final first perspective, you want to understand what involves in terms of jobs and description jobs, and try to understand how to define yourself, how to define entrepreneurs or ownerships in terms of looking for jobs, and how you define yourself. But in first perspective, knowing, for instance, different tips to now until now, that maybe you are getting used to find these tips, fantastic. However, it's time to, by starting today, by explaining, assessing yourself. Well, assessing yourself for what reasons? What questions? What you need to assess yourself? You need yourself. Any comments about what you need to assess yourself on here, for instance, on the students or the people that wanted to participate? They wanted to ask by using your chat. It's not a rhetorical question. It's more open question for you. You wanted to say why you said that assessment is important in terms of to being hired. Someone that wanted to participate, don't be shy. Doesn't matter to be. You can ask by your chat. Someone's put the information there you wanted to share. The point is you consider yourself that you need to be assess yourself is good or not.
Here, if I would like to jump, Anton, this means that assess myself is I am a good or not in the frame of the job position or the company that I will apply for, right?
Yeah, that's the idea, to understand. You said, Tamara, you are good or not. You said yourself how your strengths are, for instance, how studying my strengths, study how I was made by a person, by my interior, and my interior is full of strengths, and also we need to discover what inside in my body. There are a lot of strengths, and also detect the weaknesses that they are very important to you as well. So this is in two parts, to trying to understand the weaknesses and also the strengths for everybody. So that's the idea for people that wanted to attend this workshop, is that assessing yourself is vital for you. It's not before starting your curriculum vitae. That is a part that we carry out tomorrow. How you handle a curriculum vitae. I give you time to practice in your curriculum vitae, to by answering questions. So before doing that, so let me show you this second topic about assessing yourself. So let me remind you some sentence that I saw in Game of Thrones. I don't know if it's familiar for you, this series, or not. Well, I think so. For Spain is famous of it because in the castles of different parts of Spain was recorded some of the part of the series of Game of Thrones. Well, and one of the sentences that say this says, never forget what you are, because the world will not make it your strength. So that's the idea to it's vital for you to focus on your strengths. Your strengths rather than on weaknesses. Sometimes we see weaknesses, we focus on weaknesses, however, we can't focus on our strengths.
I have a question, Anton. Maybe I can ask this question on behalf of all the students who are attending the sessions. If I am a young student that just graduate from the university right now, most probably I don't have such strengths that I can sell when I apply for a job, because I just finished my graduate and I don't know what is my strengths and what's my weakness.
Yeah, this is good question. It's a good question, a good point, Tamer, because this is very important to understand that there are tools, as the tools that we show later, that is called personal assessment, that we carry out this exercise in order how to know which are my strengths, how to know which are my weaknesses, there are opportunities, if there are some threats, and they try to link together to state a strategy. So we will show later, we'll explain later in terms of what the strength is, because they are a fantastic, superb tool that is called personal analysis. And I will explain later. This is exercises that I want you to do in groups by showing different point of views and try to discover it. Well, and apart from to realize that to make your strengths, to know about your strengths, as I said, Tamer, about to discover yourself about what's my best capacities, best skills that I need to carry out. Well, every time you decide to go away, to decide to send curriculum vitae, the point of view of Tamer said by telling us that, well, when students finish grade or finish a master, what they might do. I wish people explain me this information when I finish my grades about what I need to do, because sometimes you need to decide the things because of your partner or something that is someone that's very familiar to you. I did it that, I did it the other one, and to say, well, according to the two options, I prefer to do the first one, what Maria said, or what Pepe has done, the master, or because my father told me something, I will go with this way, or instead others. So the idea is not bad. However, you face a problem that the decisions for the people are not your own decisions. So this is a first step to stay to decide, and making decision is not easy. Making decisions sometimes involves different opinions, decide involves, for instance, a first step. That this is, as the saying, before starting a very long trip, you need to start it by starting a first pace, the first step. So decide would be the first step to assess yourself. This is what the saying in English translate: no journey can begin until you decide to get out of your seat and walk through your front door and out in the world. So every journey starts by one step, and this is when you decide to get out of your seat. So the idea to this saying is to understand that when you decided of being hired of someone, of getting hired by someone, you need to think about that is your choice to go to the market, to present yourself, to know about you, whatever it is. However, you don't understand this point, never you go seriously in the market employment. So this is a good question for us. This is, think about the following list and what it tells you about the urgency of this decision. So do you agree with these ideas? Say yes or not and discuss it with your mates. So if you disagree with most of the statements, something needs to change. So, well, you said you agree, you point 1, and 0, you disagree with it. So you have 2 choices now. This is a little exercise. I think so it's in the exercise that you are uploaded. You have this material, and you need to start by telling you that you have 15 questions here. Well, it's time to say you agree or don't agree. Okay, I letting you the questions. However, you wanted to go to the link of Tamer that uploaded. I think it's exercise 1. You said the same questions by doing yourself. Would you agree or don't agree? So the idea, for instance, I'm going to put some examples to understand this first test. Is that the idea you get paid to do what you like to do? Do you agree with this or do you disagree? So if you agree, you say, yes, I agree with this question. But some others people say, well, this is no, I don't agree with this. The questions, I couldn't disagree more or something like that. So you said so. So I think that you can do by yourself in this exercise. So it's time I give you 1 minute or 5 minutes to 3 minutes to think about this first test. And when you did it, the people, when someone have problem understanding it, they can tell me that the sentences. If not, try to read the sentences and then put in the material in the chat the final result. That how many responses are positive, and on the other side, how many responses are negative. You know, okay. So I give you time for doing this exercise. Okay. Put it here, but is that clear, the exercise for doing that? Okay. Can you share what I'm telling you, can you share the PowerPoint presentation or not?
Yeah, I think you can share.
Yeah, I'm going to share the exercise of it. Well, this is in here in the cloud hierarchy, maximizing your chance. Well, this is that you have the same exercises. However, it's too much time. Well, as I said before, give you 3 minutes or 4 minutes to by responding and understanding the questions that I wanted to know about it. For instance, you ask me these questions, you get paid to do what you like to do. I said, yes, I like this idea. Okay. I like this this idea. Okay.
I have an idea, Anton.
You do it.
I have create a pool with question yes or no, and maybe we can go through question by question and let the students vote yes or no.
Okay, I like perfect. Yeah, that sounds good idea.
Do you
Okay,
like
perfect.
this?
Yeah, I like it.
Do you think
So
maybe we can start with the first question?
yeah, we can start with the first phase. The questions is we are talking about assessing ourselves. So the idea is to start by this exercise is to score ourselves, and the exercise has to do talk about the urgency of decision. So we agree that you wanted to go to the market. However, we for doing this first step and going to the market, we need to clarify some ideas. So the first idea to understand is decide. You need to decide. So first of all, do you agree with the statement that you get paid to do what you like to do? You agree? You can say, yes, I agree, or I don't agree, or I couldn't agree more. Whatever it is, you say, I agree or don't agree, okay?
We got some answer, 10 answers so far.
Yeah, there are 15 response.
Yeah.
And the answer, well, is very personal. So I will show you my view in terms of not or not, but you wanted to say yes or no. It's not a final response. Then I show you my view in terms of the 15 questions, and I show you my view about it.
Now you see 7 said yes, they get paid to what they like to do, and 3 said no.
Yeah. So you get paid to do what you are good at. Well, you can say yes or not.
Okay,
You said
so
yes.
I just would like to.
The second is you get paid to do what you are good at. The third question is you can be yourself or at work. You like this idea. Is you can be yourself at work. You say yes or no. Or do you like the idea to be yourself at work or not? So we present to realize that for enhance you for making you to give this first step. So to look forward, there's 4 questions. I think so. The third first are very clear. First is you get paid to do what you like to do. So you say some students say you get paid to do what I like. This idea is perfect for me. Pay me, but something that like to do that they know to do forcing this idea. Something that is not I'm not obligated to do. For me is fantastic. A student might think that. So other student, you say you were paid to do what you are good at. The expression of it is you have been paid in a company, but what you are good at. For instance, imagine that your strengths are that you are very good in technology, and the company offers you a position of technology, or you are very good at marketing, and the positions and the people, the company are offering you a job that has to do with marketing, whatever it is. So, and also for these reasons, I'm going to be paid. That's the idea. Third question is, you can be yourself at work. Being yourself at work involves being yourself. with no masks. Sometimes we need to hide in a mask to show some sort of personality, some kind of personality. The personality that the company wants, the personality that we mistakenly believe is better for the company. And as you can see, I put mistakenly. No, none of them. You are like this, and you can work at yourself at the way you are, with your strengths, with your weaknesses, with no fears, with not pretending to be someone different, with no mask. No, it is you, and you're going to work here. It doesn't matter. Okay.
I think all of the students already said we would like to be ourselves.
Always. Okay.
11 out of 11 said we would like to be ourselves.
Yeah. So the people, it shows that in a job, you like to be yourself at work. So this is very important to remind your mind. You look forward to going to work. This is the fourth questions. You look forward to going to work, not necessarily over, but a lot of the time. So working, to going to work. So this to work. So this is indispensable habit that you need to work for paying for our expenses. The fifth question is, do you feel burned out at the end of the day most of the time? The expressions burn out is, I would say burn out. In Spanish says estar quemado. And you don't feel burned out. It's like you are over. When you are over stress, over anxiety, over whatever it is, you feel burned. Everything seems to you that is out of control. Okay, so sometimes this is very common. Even though you don't believe, sometimes a professor, associates, we feel in this position. But feel burned out at the end of the day is you can't cope with no one. The stress has reached a maximum level, the anxiety has reached a maximum level, and you are burned out. Burned out, you can cope with any situation. So it could be, to understand it, your battery charge is over, all right? Is you can't cope with this. So, but remember that this is negative. You don't feel burned out at the end of the day. You don't like the idea of feel burned. It's the other way. It's in the opposite. The opposite, you feel of energy. You feel energy most of the time. Okay. You say yes or no. So. You don't see work as an intrusion or what you want to be doing. Okay. So intrusions is a good word about to see work as an intrusion. Intrusion is the same when you have a mask. Okay. So you need to pretend to be someone that you don't want to be. This is the same, an intrusion. I create some mask, I create a character, I create a person, and that's my face inside the company. However, when I go out, I change my mind, I change my face, I put my face on my back, and now I'm Antonio. Okay. However, when in terms to go to work, I put a mask and I move myself in a mask as trying to pretend to be someone that I don't tend to be. Okay, this is you don't have separate work and not work identities. So sorry, you don't see work as an intrusion on what you want to be doing. You don't have separate work in the seventh questions. You don't have separate work and non-work identities. Well, the idea of it is wishy-washy, because some extent might understand I would say, the black side. Okay, I know it's not my point to see you the black side. See, however, look on the bright side. when you say looking on the right side, you don't have separate work and no work identities. It's not about related to say, well, separate work. I have to do 8 hours per day here in Spain. You know, you need to work 8 hours in a day. And then when I come back to home, I need to get my work to my daily family activities. Sometimes it was rejected by the European Union. That is very normal here in Spanish or other countries in Europe, that people might get the work to their job. And it's not the point. You need to think that your work is for 1 hour from 8 to 5 o'clock, and then you cut off it. You are isolated. It's your time. It's your family activities. It's your son, your daughter, your job, your hobbies, and whatever it is. However, you don't need to link with the work. So that's the idea when you say, do you have separate work and no work identities, is that you are yourself.
So
It's
if
more related, the first says one. Okay.
so if the answer is yes, this means that I would like to separate the work from
Yes.
my, okay.
Yeah, when you say you don't have, in present is you need to separate work and no work identity. However, you don't have separate. So identities is like yourself. Okay, this is identity. It's my identity. It's Antonio identity, and Antonio identity have two parts. One, work and no work. Identity, you might say that Antonio identity is in the work is like this, and out of the work is another other side. It's the opposite or whatever it is. However, you don't have separate. You are the same. Okay, it's very similar to the sixth questions.
Okay, so
it's
six,
clear. It's clear the questions
yeah,
because I can
six,
see the chat. So maybe
yeah, I think it's clear. Six out of 8 say yes, we would like to have separate identity from the work, and 2 said we can mix.
okay. Well, let's start by the eight questions. Your job brings out the best in you. It's like, well, it has to do with self-esteem. It has to do with a very high, we might say, top achievement when your job brings out the best in you. Okay, is the excellence in a job. So we talk about more self-esteem. It's like you feel that the job offered you the best in you. Okay, that's the idea. When a job makes you feel very linked to the job, when the job offers you the livelihood to be yourself, when the job offers you to be what you are, so the job offer brings out the best in you. Okay. 9 questions. You enjoy your work environment, and you like most of the people you work with. So you enjoy your work environment, and you like most of the people you work with. It's like a family, we said. Sometimes I feel this work environment. Sometimes not, but depends on you. In my experience, there are some companies that I feel like a family, and people are to enjoy your work environment. This is very important. Feel that your responsible supervisor or responsible, or the people that monitor you or your manager are feel like a work environment. Okay. We will continue to. You don't have to pretend to be somewhere you are not at work. So it's very similar than the other one. The 10 questions, okay? You don't have to pretend to be someone you are not at work. Are you there?
Yes. So now we are in voting to question number 10, which is you don't have to pretend to be someone you are not at work.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is similar, I think, to question number
Yes, to some extent. Yes, very
yeah,
similar.
one of the questions that a person who has two
Number 10.
faces, yeah, person who
Yeah,
has two faces, one at the work and one at his home.
exactly.
Yeah, but I
The
can
word,
see some people vote with no. So I
what?
think maybe I can stop and share the question, the answer.
Yeah, it's a good question to say that people don't agree.
Yeah,
People don't agree with this idea.
yeah.
And
So
what?
there is 5 said yes, they don't have to pretend, but 3 said yes.
We are talking about the question.
No, I wish to have
So we're talking about the question number
10,
10 or
number 10, yes.
Hamlet? Yeah, the number 10 is you don't have to pretend to be someone that you are not at work.
Mm,
So to pretend to be someone you are not, it's in negatives, and maybe it gets confused because you say it's in negative. So put positive and you can understand better. You have to pretend to be someone you are at work. So in terms of you don't have to pretend to be someone is you don't have to be someone different. Okay,
yes.
this is the idea to be to be someone different. You say you are not at work, maybe being different outside. Okay, you don't have to be someone you are not at work. So be someone that be outside. That's how you feel. Well, the same is from the point of the to put the mask outside when you decided to when you leave the company, you decided to make your own breaks on the company. It's time to go back to family,
Mm,
to go to your family, to go to your stick to your hobbies, stick to your friends, stick to go to a cafe for relaxing. It's time not to pretend to be other people. That's the idea. Okay, it's you before enter job, entering site, and then after that. Okay. And finally, your work doesn't drain you; it gives you energy. Your work doesn't drain you. Drain you involves, for Spanish, is drain you is no te quita energía, que no te drain you. Drain you is to drain you is when you are speaking with something that's very negative. Okay, someone when you start talking with someone that's very negative, you feel drains you. You feel that you feel like drain. So the energy drains, and the energy drains involves that you feel out of battery. Feeling out of battery is because the energy drains. Okay, so is that you? Okay, your work rewards you in ways that matter to you. Good question. Your work rewards you in ways that matter to you. You feel reward. Reward is not like material things. It's more than that. Rewards might be defined by to compliments, elogios, compliments or by delegations in doing a job, to delegate you, motivate, feel being motivated. So there are a lot of rewards. Working teams, sometimes you miss working teams. People hate it, but working teams. So you say that maybe working teams is not about the same people. Working teams, people tend to misunderstand working team, but sometimes working teams involve working with managers. Okay, it's not about working teams. Sometimes we feel working teams and different scales, people from the up and people from the down, and you are together to work in teams. So every people are similar. Okay. 13, you tell people about your work and feel good doing so. This is a question for when your father, your mother, your boyfriend, girlfriend, son, friend told you after working, after leaving the work, they said something, I need a coffee. I'm so excited, I'm overloaded. I feel burned and I need to have a coffee for relaxing, because if not, I'm going to get mad. Okay. So this is to tell people about your work and feel doing so. It's the opposite. You are, oh my God, I'm going to, it's not the point. I'm going to tell you what I'm feeling today. Your work may be hard and may be challenging, but most of the time it's fun. Oh my God, this is very important. Being funny. If I'm going to spend 8 hours from my life working in a job, question, could be good to that the job that you are doing have fun, involve being people that smile, involving people that like funny stories, the people that like to be in a good environment. So important questions. And your job finally allows you to maintain what feels like the right work-life balance. Okay. This is another issue that you need to take into account. What is about work-life balance? Maybe for you students that they are starting with 18, 19, 20 years, the time of work-life balance, it seems to us that is a very long-term decision, all right? But work-life balance, as might tell you, Tamer, the people that are married, as me as well, involves a lot of time, involves to have a lot of time inside the families, and involves that you need to be here, because if not, maybe the relationship is broken. Well, this is my point of view, but sometimes you need to be in your family. It's not, well, it's a personal opinion. It's not about it, because sometimes I know it's very typical United States to have a relationship, but have a very relationships like a contract. Okay, so you permitted me to go abroad to have a good job in another country. However, we are partners. Well, I respect this opinion, but I don't agree 50% with this step. Well, this is a personal.
I have a question, Anton, for all of this question. This is, I think, reflect on the relation between me, family, and the work, if I am happy with the work or not. But if I am a young student, sometime I maybe I can find a work because I would like to work. There is I need to work to get money to live, but this work is not my dream work. I am not so happy. Or the work, for example, give me negative impact, a bit of negative impact on my family. For example, I don't stay with them enough time.
Yeah.
So should I accept this work or not?
It's a good question. This is the core question for us. And there are no response about this. I'm afraid to say there are no response about it to say about. What I wanted to reflect here is the sometimes when you decided to get an environment, to find a job, sometimes we are very aware that the job that we decided is not the way, the dream that we like to. The point of this reflection is not utopia. You know, utopia in Spanish is utopia. Utopia is something that is not achievable. You say, well, Antonio, it seems to me that these questions are always just as I wish I had been there. I've been this question. I've been this short of a statement in a company because I feel very, very happy by working here. The idea of this question is you feel yourself that sometimes there are moments of your life, periods of the times that you need to stick to sometimes works that they are not our desires, they don't make me feel as happy. And they need to think about what is your choice now. Sometimes it's good, if it's possible, decide to assess yourself, and it's not, if it's good to make a chance, make a new step to another job if it's possible. See, this is a start to think about that when it comes to salaries. For instance, the students go to a rise the higher salary. Also, before going to my classes today, I was talking about a friend of mine that talking in the secretary in the department, or in one department. It's not a teacher, it's professor. It's not professor. He's talking as assistant personnel of the University of Alicante, and say, Antonio, I changed my mind. I changed to another job, to the staff, to the near the chairman of the University of Alicante, and my salary rise to 200 euros. It was fantastic. But however, I wanted to tell you that I'm very, I start to feel a little bit anxiety, because I need to do a lot of job. I need to carry out. I have not the opportunity to telework, to have online to work. Also, I was very enchanted to do this activity, to work online, because I can't stay with my family, with my kids. However, in the New York, even though it's a rise salary, I can't have this livelihood to be online. So I'm afraid I'm going to stay here 8 hours per day in this room. So this is a reflection. It's a reflection for us that is good for you, but to understand to some extent is what you understand what you want to. And you feel that sometimes you need to spend 8 hours a day or 10 hours per day in a job, and you feel the better. It's true that sometimes we have not the opportunity to work in the job. Sometimes we need to stay in a job that is not the dream. However, you need to work on you need to work in your competence, you need to work in your skills every day too. Think that the first job, the second job is not a dream. So you need to go to the dream and achieve dream by training yourself, improving your competences, improving your skills, or whatever it is. So the response about it is like, it's just that idea is very sticking to me. I like these ideas. I wish we have to do every people. So the vast majority of people might say yes, I agree with this idea. In this idea, so this is time to think that, well, if they are these ideas, I'm going to start by doing the first step, that to find the preferable job, to find the excellent job, in order and going to work with me to work in this idea. Well, before having a break, 15 minutes, I will say you 15 minutes to break at least and 1:30 approximately. So let me introduce what is the personal profile analysis, all right? And this is the personal profile analysis is what I wanted to work today about the going to the personal profile analysis is the last point for today that involves on the time. This is what I want you to work in groups by serving people. Also, I want you to give me advice, ask me questions about the personal profile analysis. And personal profile analysis is talking about that what is called the SWOT analysis. Okay, what is called your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities and threats. For the vast majority of people, I know you study economics, study business economics. Some of you study business economics. Maybe when you say SWOT analysis, you say, "Oh my God, this is more business economics." It's more theoretical, because when I was studying marketing, I studied SWOT. When I study business economics, I study SWOT. And I know this, but it's not, I see the point that is related to personal views. So the idea for before starting our break, and in 15 minutes we will start, or 10 minutes we'll start our break. I give you 15 minutes to relax, to have a coffee or whatever, and then continue by doing this exercise in groups. So the idea is introduce first. So first of all, what I'm going to do is to introduce the idea. Then we'll start to work. Every people here, like people trying to doing our strength to SWOT analysis, personal SWOT analysis in terms of. So the idea to do still, this is very interesting, a tool, is to show you that in terms of personal assessment, where we need to divide it in two parts. What is called external is not we might understand in terms of something that is external, that we can't modify them. Okay, this is something that is external, and it's stagnant, is not might be modified by ourselves. The point that the environment, external environment, it is not possible to modify. I wish we had modified the environment. Also, we are very aware of the environment, personal environment, or whatever it is that. In terms of personal environment, what is opportunities and threats is what is outside. And this is outside, but have a link with the to enter the market, the employment market. So let me show you one example in terms of opportunities. The opportunities depends on the growth of the economy, for instance, depends on the people that wanted to be higher are very rare, the employment ratio. Okay, sometimes there are countries that have an employment ratios rather than others. And you said you compare to others, so it could be in terms of the opportunities or threats, depends on the people. Could be an opportunity for someone that you see, you face an environment that demands, you live in an environment that have a good ratio of employment. However, it could be a threat when it comes to showing an environment that have a lack of employment, and it involves an employment ratio. Strengths and weaknesses is more internal, is you, and you need to find what strengths and weaknesses. But before having this break, to have this break, let me introduce you what is our goal for today. Is start by asking questions. And this is what I wanted to do in groups after the break. We will start by working these activities. It's not about me, it's about you. So it's about by starting to work in areas that you identify as strengths for you. So the point to show me these exercises is it's true that the people that didn't attend today, where we need to carry out these exercises in class, so they need to have the opportunity to start themselves to answer those questions and then send me by email to the email that you can find on the slides. But today, the people that are attending this course today, well, this time for doing ourselves the questions. And the questions start by discovering their strengths, okay? I try to show you some, I try to share my goal for today is sharing these questions about in what areas do you naturally excel. Look at the questions because they are in nominative. They are personal. It's about you. In what areas do I naturally excel? So questions that you need to ask yourself, okay? So what skills have I worked to develop or what are my natural born gifts? So this is what question I said before. This is time to starting to do later the work. Will you time to prepare these ideas? You have the choice to share these informations about the people you haven't. You don't feel confident to share this work, but you can ask about the prototype or wherever it was. No, it's not my goal to know that, but think about areas because I wanted to share my areas with you. Okay. So that's the idea. Do you understand? It's crystal clear what areas you are not interested. People, example with the dons. Maybe you are a good communicator. People tend to say that you are a very good communicator. People tend to say that you have very patience. People tend to say that you are very communicative person. You have skills that are related to leadership, or you are more. You have a skill for emotional intelligence, or you are more related to understand the point of view of the people, or you are a person that are very determined person, or you are a person that are very confident in yourself. The self-confidence is massive, it's superb, okay? So think in areas that you are unaware skills the same. Maybe you feel yourself that your language, English language, is a person that you can deal very well in language, in other foreign language. Or what are my natural born gift? You are very determined, okay? Even though they are very difficult, you face a lot of obstacles. There are a lot of barriers to you. You are a very determined person. You are very confident in yourself, and no obstacles might stop you in doing something, for instance. So it's time to have a look to these questions. In terms of an example here, in terms of it, this is an example about a student, about one of the students that make this personal assessment. And this student said about marketing, and they say that the strengths that they are very good in blogging, they are very good, have very knowledge of social media, they are very good in content writing, they are very good in search engine optimizations, so on, and the search engine optimization. This is more related in a job. It's a great, and they find that this is information. You can meet yourself in terms of more questions, topics about well, your grades or your master that you are proficiency, or however you might do about internal questions about more yourself, about some capabilities or skills that you find in yourself. The other points is to show you the weaknesses. Weaknesses is the opposite. Okay, the areas that you need to improve. So these are some questions to be considered yourself. What are my negative work habits? Sometimes people tend not to see the what is neutral, right? But this is very normal. You think, understand that your mind is prepared to survive, your mind is prepared to be the best, your mind is prepared to say that you are the best in the world, and every mind of every people here think the same. Okay, so this is perfectionist machine that is very linked to you, and this machine, that this is your mind, is going to help you to survive. So every time you face with a negative idea, your mind is going to say you can cope with it, you are the best, you have not take hesitation on doing the work, or whatever it is. So the mind make you try to get you a positive or sometimes negative. Okay, so you are on two sides. Some people here maybe tend to be very optimistic. However, other people maybe be more negative. And the explanation is very clear. It depends on you. Sometimes it's what is nature and what is nature. Nature, believe it or not, you have genes in your genomes, you have a genome in your blood, and the genome say that you are very optimistic. And you are a person that you are a very optimistic person. However, there are some of you that they say that you are negative genetic genes, and they say that you are very pessimistic. So you can fight with the genes of your genes of your body. It's impossible to fight. Nature, this is nature. Nature is la naturaleza, nature. However, nature, nurture, in Spanish, nurture, is more related to the environment where you live. Well, I want to extend too much because we need to do the break. However, in terms of weaknesses, you consider what are my negative work habits. What would you need to improve? Will you compare to yourself or to other people, and you say that my weaknesses, okay? Be careful about weaknesses. Sometimes when you study to start quite sure what your weaknesses are, because to some extent people have not weaknesses. What they have is what I tell you before. Have the way you see your life is not real, right? I don't know if I can explain it better. Sometimes you see your life through a negative perspective, a negative glasses, okay? And when you put your glasses, negative glasses, you see your life very negative. Your life is a piece of, I'm not going to say the word, your life is horrendous, your life is well. When you take out your glasses and put positive glasses, life is different. So take in mind it's in order to understand, to be neutral, to know exactly what you are negative, because people start to say negative, well, I don't speak very well English, I don't like confident, I'm not like to come, I can't communicate myself, I feel environments when I make a presentation or something like that. And indeed, what they wanted to find themselves is a lack of confidence, right? And this is different. The skills are there. And sometimes students don't realize that they have a lot of skills. However, they don't realize about the skill they set because the lack of confidence. I mean, they put the pessimistic glasses and they see the life through these glasses. However, if they have the effort to leave the classes, to abandon these classes, to leave these classes, the glasses, maybe life will be different. Okay. Maybe you can take to us to other people, but it's the same. You are timid, or you tend to be timid because you lack confidence. Maybe the people see you as a timid person. However, it might be it's not a weaknesses because it's a lack of confidence. Okay. However, it's important to be neutral with these activities. So it's time to relax. You wanted to go to the bathroom, to go to the toilet, or whatever it is. I give you 15 minutes to go to the bathroom or wherever it is, and in 15 minutes we will come back, and then we will start to doing this fantastic exercise. Okay,
So come back at
so
1:45.
yeah, for me it's perfect. 15 minutes to go to the bathroom, to the toilet. You want
Okay,
to
so
have a coffee, and in 15 minutes we come back and we start by doing this exercise. Okay, so it's almost 30. So I think in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
To you to also to understand the view, and then we try to do this fantastic. So in 15 minutes we come back. Okay. Questions so far? Any questions? Or is correct? Antonio said yes. Thank you. This is untitled pool, but okay.
Yeah, you can just close it. It's okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So I will see you in 15 minutes.
Yep.
I put my camera off,
Mm-hmm.
and then in 15 minutes
We'll meet together here.
I will meet together.
Yep.
Bye. In 15 minutes we come back.
Yep.